And we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 86, where we get our weekly dose of hot takes, discuss recent K-pop news and events, and give you the state of the nation. All right, hot takes with Harold. So Harold's just gonna come on and give his weekly hot takes. So let me go get him.
I wonder how Harold has so much anger in him. Because after delivering so many takes, it might. You're once in a while you could deliver nice takes, but
my anger is from living with this stupid idiot all the time. Yeah, but the weekly hot take is song choice for comebacks is the most critical decision made for idol groups. Boom! I've been stuck with him for 6 weeks. God help me.
Oh man,
Be strong, hero.
oh man, I'm sure it'll be all right. I'm a little worried about Doug now, but that's okay.
All right, so the weekly hot take is song choice for comebacks is the most critical decision made for idol groups. That's an interesting take.
Song choice for comebacks. Song choice for comebacks.
I wanted to agree with this. I really wanted to.
What do you mean you wanted to?
But why didn't you?
Yeah.
Let me get to that. So
Okay.
when you look at this, you're like, yeah, song choice makes all the difference, right? You pick a good song, you do well. You pick a bad song, you do bad, right? That's I think that's fairly straightforward. And you might think case closed, right? Boom. The point I want to make though is that after you reach a certain amount of popularity, song choice really doesn't have that much of an effect.
Exactly.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Warren I think people have made the joke if BTS released the greatest farts of the year, people would still buy it. I think I've heard that argument before.
It's the too big to fail argument, right?
Yes, essentially. That's what complicates this for me.
It's kind of the same argument I had for the IU song earlier, 8.
Essentially.
Okay, I see your point. I mean, here's the thing though. What else are you gonna decide upon then? If I had a list of if for every comeback, I pull out a checklist. I need to have a good song. I need to decide on a good song. I need to decide on a good concept. I need to decide on a good costume. I need to decide on a good mixing engineer or whatever. Between all those things, between the list of things that I'm deciding on, the song would still be the top thing, even though at a certain point, it might not matter anymore, But heck, BTS could come back, wearing nothing, and actually that would be great, but not for me, but for other people. My point is, between all the decisions they're making, the song choice is still going to be the important one, albeit at a certain point it might become less important compared to earlier in the career where you're less successful and more dependent on having good songs.
Yeah, it's weird because at the same time there are many groups that we say have great songs, but just nothing happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess the wording of this is very decisive, most critical, right?
Right.
Let's kind of look at it more like a super important decision, right? Where I think an argument can be made about marketing sometimes is just as good as the song choice. Just as important.
Was going to be my argument, because I disagree, but I just straight disagree because marketing is what matters. Think about G-Friend.
Mm-hmm.
What makes G-Friend popular? Their song quality? No. Come on. Let's be real with ourselves. They have good songs. I'm not saying I like their songs. Don't get me wrong. I like the the school uniform bubblegum kind of song. They're not doing bubblegum anymore, but you get the idea. I like G-Friend songs. However, the thing that made them popular as they are right now is marketing. And whether that be accidental marketing or business marketing is different, but they had the accidental thing, right, where they slipped on stage for 50 times.
EXID with the honey fan cam.
Right? Yeah. That things happen. Marketing is what matters. You're selling a product. Sure, the product needs to be good, but you gotta sell that thing. You gotta make people listen to it.
Before we keep going, Anita, what is your inclination at least at the front of this conversation?
I think, if I'm taking the hot take
Literally.
by what
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, the
this
word
is my
choice here. Oh yeah.
the keyword for me is the comeback part, right? Because this is assuming like they've already made the debut, right? And this, I guess, to me, I interpret it as this is the song following that debut or whatever song they release. So I do feel like it is pretty critical in the career for a group to have a successful comeback. But like you mentioned, seniority at a certain point just leaves you at a place where you can really do whatever you want as far as like coming back with a different sound, different songs, and your popularity won't really be affected because you've established yourself. But because you need to establish yourself first, I do feel like that comeback song you have is pretty critical. And I think it's so critical that even groups that are in very good companies and very well-known companies like SM, JYP, like that comeback song is still like the one that people are very much looking at and seeing like, okay, so can you keep up the momentum? So I don't know. I feel like it is pretty critical. Maybe not the most, but it's very, very important as a comeback.
Yeah, but like you literally just mentioned, like people have their eyes on that thing because SM, JYP, YG, you know, like brand label,
but I also
brand
feel
value,
like
marketing.
I understand what you mean by marketing, because I do feel like that is a very big part of a successful group or popularity, but I think that there needs to be good content in order for the eyes to stay on this group, if that makes sense. Because if I think of TXT, of course they had like the eyes on them because they're from Big Hit. They're the first boy group coming out of Big Hit after BTS. So of course the marketing, the attention was already there, but they needed like a good debut and then even more, an even like up to par comeback in order to feel, I don't know, established. And I feel like the success that they have with that comeback is what like solidifies the popularity for me, I think.
See, this is where I'm on the different side of the argument, because I know I'm gonna make people angry by saying this, but I really do think the songs TXT have been putting out, I do think they fall on the generic side, and I do not think they would have succeeded without like the Big Hit power, the marketing power behind them. That's how I feel. But obviously I could be wrong. But at the same time, I definitely feel like it would have been a lot more difficult without the.
So you're saying if they were just at like a mediocre company with those 3 songs or however many
Sure.
they have, you think it'd be a lot more? It would be so much more struggle.
Right. If Woolen put him out, you know, I'm putting Woolen under the bus because I'm a Woolen fan. If Woolen put him out, I don't think they would have been anywhere near successful. They would probably be in the same rank as like Rocket Punch. I don't know, like.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Do I think that I'm gonna do that thing where I ask myself questions? No. Song choice.
No, do that. Rhetorical questions. Let's go.
I think that song choice
Yeah.
is probably the most important decision, because at the end of the day, we are talking about music. I get that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that argument for marketing though is you know what I mean? Because like it's one of those things. If a tree falls in the forest and like no one was there to watch it or hear it, does anyone give a crap?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like
I guess.
that's a tough one.
Here's what I'll say. I know I've been hogging a lot of the mic, so I'm gonna say this one more thing and give it to you guys. Detaching the industry aspect of K-pop, where we start to look at more as an art form, and like we try to approach it more like a musical genre and a means of expression. In that case, yeah, song choice is definitely what matters. But because K-pop is, at the end of the day, it's a business. People have to make money. Careers are on the line. People need to eat rice when they get home, even if they work for YG or something. I don't know. Because of that, marketing matters. Now, again, if you're focusing on just the musical aspect and the artistic aspect of K-pop, heck yeah, song choice is important. It's important. It's important for the choreo. It's important for the concept. It's important for getting people to like your song. It's it's the good content part. So
your argument would be more just like, if we have a finite budget, right?
Right.
You would rather invest more of it into the marketing than buying like the best producer in the world to make your song.
Yeah. I think the difference between having the world's biggest producer and I think getting a really expensive, big name producer is never worth it. There are plenty of like not so famous producers who are like on the rise and like cheap and like can put out good music. And
so if you were the head of a company and your board meeting would be like, all right, our priority is to market our song to the maximum ability.
Right. It's like how many TV shows can you get them on? How big is their showcase gonna be? Invite all the news article per people.
But the counter argument then is, let's get the best song possible and then see what we can do. Right. That's the counter. That's the going along the lines of the take.
Right. And there's groups that did that. They aren't super successful. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't think it was going to come down to an argument about marketing versus song choice, but it happened. Oh, man.
I mean, what else were you expecting? Song choices versus, like the mix engineer?
I feel like it's divided between either, like, if you want to see it as a very, how should I say, like, thinking about it emotionally or logically. Because logically, yes, marketing has more power. Like, you need the eyes on the product, right? But emotionally, like, I want to say that the song should matter more, if that makes sense.
But probably doesn't.
I totally understand.
No, yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I know that's exactly what I was saying. Because like K-pop, if you want to enjoy just the artistic aspect of it, of course the song choice is. I think it's a musical genre. Of course, the song choice is most important.
It's one of those things where I like to frame in my head that K-pop like popularity and stuff is based on like who's doing the best, right?
Quality.
In an ideal world, it's like who has the best talent, who has the best music, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But when I do think about my personal feelings about the industry, it's kind of a business. Like it's all.
Yeah. I mean, no, don't think of it in a bad way. Because K-pop is a business, people can become artists as a full-time career and eat rice when they get home.
Yeah.
Do you want some rice, ma'am? You seem hungry today.
I mean, rice is great. It's it's carbs for everybody. Yeah.
All right. I guess my final opinion will be like, do I think I'm gonna do it? No, song choice is very important, right, guys?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's way more that goes into comebacks, and song choice might not be number one on the pecking order, because if no one's gonna look at my songs or buy our albums, what's the point, right?
Boom.
That hurt me to say that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it hurts me too, man. I'm not gonna lie, but
it's the what is it? The unfortunate truth is what I call it normally.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a rough topic, because it's like it's peeling back the curtain of what you wish would happen versus what is the actuality. You might disagree with us though. Let us know what you think. Do you like? Some of you might think that song choice is literally the critical decision that goes on.
Right.
But
LMK.
Let us know what you think. Let's now move on to news and events from last week. So this is the first topic we're gonna cover is not specifically like one event, right?
Mm-hmm.
I took some time this week to do like a deep dive on what charts are, like music charts in Korea, and what all kills mean, right?
Okay.
So the title of this topic is called Flow and Vibe, Korean Charts and All Kills. So let me just get into it. iChart is the combined composite of of Korean online music charts, and has been the standard for crowning all kills in the world of K-pop. I think that's fairly obvious and objective.
In the iFandom.
Yeah, in the iFandom. Okay. Not exactly, because iChart is the one who releases when songs get certified all kills these days.
I'll save all my comments for the end.
Okay, so a standard all kill occurs when a song reaches number one across all real-time charts. That is the base level all kill. The charts currently included on iChart are the daily and real-time charts from Melon, Genie, Bugs, and Soribara, Flow's real-time chart, Vibe's daily chart, and iChart's own in-house real-time and weekly scores that are used to elevate regular all kills to certified and perfect all kills respectively. With the recent addition of new charts and changes, the era of all kills, in my opinion, may be closing due to an increasingly difficult and convoluted system. Back in January of 2019, iChart announced that it would be removing former mainstay Naver music from its charts. Naver at the time was considered to be the chart that was most difficult to reach number one on based on the way they calculated their scores. Since then, 2 additional charts have been added, Flow in March of 2019 and Vibe in April of 2020. So some background information on those 2 charts. Flow was created by SK Telecom with collaboration from JYP, SM, and BigHit, and offers real-time, in quotes, updates hourly. So they update their real-time chart every hour. Similarly, Vibe was created by Naver in partnership with YG and functions as a daily chart with updates occurring once a day at 7 a.m. Korean Standard Time. Only once a day. That is the critical reason as to why Vibe is a difficult chart to top. But both Vibe and Flow are unique as they reflect streaming data from the past 24 hours as opposed to the more standard last hour in order to prevent unusual streaming patterns. What that means is that the normal charts, they look at the past 60 minutes of streaming in order to update their charts, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas Flow and Vibe, they basically do a running 24-hour average. Do you get what that means, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So if a song was released at 8 a.m., it means that the charting on those 2 charts is from the past 24 hours. So 8 a.m. the previous day to 8 a.m. right now, instead of just going from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Flow recently switched to this methodology, however, in March, and while using the 24 hours of data may reduce inconsistencies and foul play, it also increases the time needed for many songs to reach number 1, making all kills more difficult to achieve overall. Because let's say like IU released her song at 8 a.m. in the morning, right?
Uh-huh.
On a normal chart, if she does extremely well in the next hour, she's going to be number 1, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if she's on Flow or Vibe, you have to think that there's a lag, right? Because how she does in that first hour might not equal another song's 24-hour cycle because it's been around for the whole 24 hours. So because of that, it means that Flow and Vibe are more difficult to reach number one on because it takes a longer time. And for some groups, trying to get an all kill, time is critical because they're not going to stay at number 1 for like an entire week straight like IU songs do. Lastly, with Spotify rumored to launch in Korea at some point in 2020, the landscape of Korean music charts is likely to become even more complex in the year to come, which probably has some implications for all kills.
I want to provide a little bit more context to the situation, right? Because iChart is unique. iChart doesn't stand for international charts or like it's not run by any official organization or anything. It's created by an online community called Instas. Instas is like think of Reddit for Korea. It's one of those. It's like an online community with a lot of different topic boards. A lot of K-pop fans are on it. And they combined charts for their own reference about 10 years ago. And it's ever since become iCharts. Instas, iChart. You get the idea, right? The thing is, because there's so many different like variables that go into play, it's difficult to say that like the comprehensive data that comes out of our charts has a strong meaning to be like for example, let's say there was a point where like Melon decided to take the servers off for 6 hours at some point to review their data or something, or make updates to their system. At that point, the entirety of iCharts is contaminated for 6 hours because they are not able to kind of coordinate all those different inconsistencies. And with that being said, I also want to kind of bring up how people view charts in Korea, right? For one thing, up until earlier this decade, it's a new decade. Wow, never mind. Up until like 4 or 5 years ago, it was a huge monopoly of a music service called Melon. At one point, I'm sure they were at 70, 80-ish%. Now, I looked up the numbers right before we did this, and it looks like Melon is down to 40%. Genie Music is up to 25%. Flow is at 21%. Vibe is at 6%. Naver Music is at 4.7%. And then Bugs at 3%. And that just kind of paints a different picture if you think about it, because when people say charts in Korea, people immediately think of Melon. They don't think of iCharts, or they don't think of Bugs. Nobody knows what Bugs is except my old uncle. He uses Bugs because he got a free membership for buying his phone. That's what that is essentially. The 3% is people who have like 5 different extra accounts. And there's another problem with this, right? Because the whole chart manipulation thing has been going on for like 2 years now. Nobody knows where it's going. I think the answer is we stop paying attention to charts.
My whole point of writing this up was that all kills, I don't know how to, I'm just going to lay it on you.
Yeah.
They're for clout, right?
Yeah.
They're
that's what it is.
100% for clout. iChart has this interesting thing going on that because they're like the composite, a lot of eyes are on it, right? Especially international fans, because it's easy to digest what is going on, right?
Right.
You look at it, you're like, you can see what place a certain song is. It makes sense. On the international level, on a Korean level, it makes sense. And all kills are not like I know they're an objective science because you need to get number one on these things, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's sort of meaningless. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like... Yeah. I know that these days, iChart will tweet when a song gets certified, which means it has the real time and the daily stuff, right? Or they'll say perfect all kill when you got the real time, daily, and their own weekly. So you gotten everything. That's when you get a perfect all kill like IU got this week. Because they change this system so many times. They add new charts, they take off new charts. Some charts change the way they're counting. Some charts used to have delays, now they don't. Some do, right? Mm-hmm. It's like it's a mess, right?
Yes.
And because certain charts are trying to stem unusual patterns, some are a little bit don't really care about it. None of it really makes that much sense anymore. It's confusing.
No, yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
We're getting to a point now that all kills as we know them, I think it's a fun thing, right? It's cool because you get to track how your favorite artists are doing. But in my opinion, like, we're gonna devalue them. Like, they're just gonna get so devalued going forward that it's like not relevant anymore.
Right. And to kind of add on to that, I think Korea in general is moving away from charts in general. And I think it shows in some of the newer platforms like Flow and Vibe, right? They've moved over from a real-time chart to a 24-hour chart because they realize it's less biased. It's less exciting because, I don't get to see IU as, top the charts as soon as the song is released at noon. But like, at the same time, it's a lot less biased. We have a lot less manipulation going on. No more Nilo or no more these random people, showing up and staying on number one for like 5 years. No, this is the way we should be going.
So yeah, as I said during the read through, it's like, so switching to a 24-hour thing, it's a rolling 24-hour average, right? Which the effect of that means it's harder to reach number one because you need to beat songs that have been on that chart for 24 hours, where your new song might be on it for 4 hours, right? Sure, that's essentially what you're trying to overcome. We've already started to see situations where it is affecting people getting all kills, because if I remember correctly, Oh My Girl was one chart away, and it was one of these two charts that prevented them from getting an all kill, right? In like a year ago, right? Like when Flow and Vibe were not on this system, they would have had an all kill. But it's one of those systems that because the system is changing so much, all kills don't really mean that much anymore, because it's just convoluted. There's no like unity. The only unity is that they're all on iChart at this point. It's a weird topic, because I am someone who used to love looking at all kills because there's something about getting all those number ones on the right hand side of the column that looks great. It's green number ones. It looks
cool. Yeah.
And I'm a person who loves charts, loves polls, that kind of thing. But something about when I was researching this, it really put me off of like wanting my favorite artists to get all kills. It's like, if it happens, it happens, right?
Right.
But it's not something that I'm really like investing my time or attention to anymore. I don't think it means that much.
No, it really doesn't mean much. And like there's like reputations around certain charts that like it's easier to it's people say this all the time. They're like, Bugs is easy to get number one. It doesn't matter if you get number one on Bugs. That's what a lot of the K fans say. Like, think about that for a second. Like, that has a lot of undertones, right? Like, it for one, it means, oh, it's a game that you're playing with other competitors. It's like you have to be number one. Like, come on, it's kind of stupid if you think about it. Like, the charts should be like a place where we see what's popular, not like objective or like a goal or a game.
Yeah, I think back in the day when it was more like standardized and like when Melon, like if you reach number one on Melon, it was a big deal. But even because their market share is diminishing over time, it's becoming less of a big deal, right?
Yeah. And like,
it's weird because it's like all kills have been such a thing, especially in the, I don't know how much it is in the Korean community, but in the international community, it's like a big deal, right? Like we get news articles written when groups get all kills. It should be like wow, this song has dominated all the charts, right? But if you think of it on an individual level, it's just reaching number one on like 10 different charts. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and because it would be one thing if it was like a standardized system, right? But it's not. There's like so much that goes into this that it's just like, I personally these days don't get pissed if a certain song I like doesn't get an all kill or not. I don't think it's that important anymore.
I think one thing to note is like Korean fans have kind of given up on the hope of like all charts. If you're not like already a big popular artist, like sure, if I'm an EXO fan, I'll probably expect an all kill. But like being a Rocket Punch fan, I'm like, if we make it into the charts, I'm happy. That's
yeah. You know. It's bittersweet because it is like any kind of game. Oh, there goes Anita. We'll take a break in 3, 2, 1. Anita is back. It is our first Anita dropout in like 6 or 7 weeks, I think. It's
been a while.
Oh, wow.
It's been a while, so rip our streak. But I think the last thing I was saying, it's just bittersweet because all kills were like this game within the system, right? It's like a mini game. Can our song get number one on everything? Because it's just fun to do that. I think Warren, while we were on break, was talking about bots and how it's kind of ruined everything too, right?
Yeah, you know, it's like shoes. You know, people associated Yeezys with clout. Now we have people paying $2,000 to buy bots, to buy shoes, to sell. Like, that's stupid. Like, just enjoy your music. Look at the charts once in a while. Be done with it.
Yeah, and I know that I kind of painted Flow and Vibe as the charts that are making all kills more difficult, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to point out that the way they go about polling these groups is probably the more fair way, the 24-hour average.
Agree.
Yeah.
Because
Less bias.
there's less bias there, and unless someone is buying bots for 24 hours, which would be a ridiculous amount of money to try to do that, it's more fair to do that. Now, with the sacrifice is that all kills for a lot of groups now become unattainable because you have to maintain number one for a very long time across all the charts to get it, right?
Right.
That's the trade-off we're making. Whether that's the correct thing to do or the wrong thing to do is really comes down to how you view what's going on. Yeah. In my opinion, though, I kind of like a more fair playing field. So if we have to sacrifice a lot of groups getting all kills, so be it. That's my feelings on this.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's like certified spicy. You know, we can't just give it out willy-nilly every week. You know, it's a rare commodity. You know, that's what makes it special.
Yeah, and I guess you could look at it the other way in that sense where it's becoming more rare, so it's even more special to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's becoming pretty much reserved for the elite groups. But I don't know if that's the best thing. But it is what it is. We talked about the charts. Let us know what you think. It's messy. Right? Like before I did this, I had no clue what was going on. I was just like, all kill, yay! But now that I looked into it, it makes me dislike this whole system even more. Like,
yeah. I remember earlier in our episodes we had a chart review thing.
It was a mess.
Yeah, I was so confused as to why we were doing it, and good that we dropped out of it.
Let's move on to the second news event for this week. So it's BigHit, CJ E&M, and Island. So on May 8th, BigHit labels released the first teaser for Island on their official YouTube channel. The upcoming competition reality show will follow participants as they work to become the next generation of K-pop artists. Island is the first public project from the B-Lift or Believe Lab, whatever you want to call it, which is a collaboration between BigHit and CJ E&M that was formed in 2019 and held global auditions over the past year with the goal of debuting a boy group in 2020. Specifically, a global boy group is what they were calling it.
Right.
The Island program, TV program, will air sometime in June and is reported to take place in its own, quote, universe, a complex created by Mnet that is said to be over 100,000 square feet, which is around, is that
big.
right? 9,250 square meters. Let me Google that. Warren, what do you think about this?
It's a literal island.
Like an amusement
Islands.
park?
I get it now. What?
Ah.
Yeah.
Like an amusement park.
Right. It's no, not even that. It's like an island. Island. No,
I was
get
right.
it.
So 100,000 square feet is 9,290 square meters. It just threw me off. Sorry, we're Americans. We have the like the feet and inches, and our numbers are stupid. I apologize for that.
A real quick question: is this the one where isn't Big Hit doing an audition show? Like, is this that one?
I think it's this one.
Is this one?
It's
Okay.
This one.
Okay. I'm a little less angry now. Okay.
This might be the most watched K-pop audition program ever, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a chance of it.
Yes. It's a possibility, yes.
They're building a literal thing for people to do things.
They showed like concept photos. It looked like this giant like tesseract black building. That's what it kind of looked like.
It looks like there's a red egg inside.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Now, they're doing a global boy group, right?
Yeah, of course.
Are these kids all going to be able to speak Korean? I'm interested. I want to know the details here, right? Like
Same. The implications of the word global. I don't know how global is this?
No. I don't believe that. Last time I heard global on a K-pop competition show was Produced 48. And we had an interesting ratio of 3 Japanese and 10 Korean girls.
What about world class and they ended up with all Korean kids?
Yeah. Where's the global in that, eh?
Okay, so it is so CJ E&M, so it's probably gonna be an Mnet competition show. Like, I trust that Big Hit will know what they're doing. That's the like. But at the same time, like, I just want to know what's gonna happen because this seems like they're gonna spend so much money on this. Big Hit is like right now arguably the most notable K-pop company. They're doing an audition show, even though they have TXT already, right? Which is a rookie guy group, but they're gonna do a global guy group. So many questions, right?
What makes a group global?
Exactly. What's the
That's
definition
a good
of
question.
global?
I thought I was gonna have an answer to that. I don't.
No. What
English
is
songs?
this building for?
Marketed
Are they
for the
gonna live
West?
there? Like, I have so many questions.
I don't know, but I am extremely intrigued by this because
Yes.
it has like the Big Hit like seal of approval on this show, right? So
Right.
it's gonna be crazy. Who knows?
Oh man.
In other Big Hit news, though, BTS's BTS's label Big Hit Entertainment. I can't read today. They announced an executive restructuring, so they added 2 new CEOs in Park and another in Yoon, who will be responsible for developing and implementing strategies, targeting and expanding the global market, mainly in North America and Japan. Here's the caveat. The company recently founded Big Hit America, and Yoon will be based out of the company's US office.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yes,
Does
LA or New York?
essentially, right?
that mean I can switch jobs? To
Go
join
work for
Big Hit?
Big Hit.
I will be a designer for Big Hit. That
I
is
think
what I'll be.
I made the joke in the Discord. I'm trash and I could pick myself up off the floor. I'll be the janitor at this company, fam. I don't care.
You have all that education and you want to clean the floor.
No shame, fam. This is interesting. So they restructured. Bang PD's still there, and he's still there. He's like a different capacity now. They have 2 CEOs. The thing about the Western expansion, where they're targeting the North American and Japanese market, it makes sense for them as a company because they're very ambitious. I know that the COVID situation kind of probably made them scale it back a little, but at least in this year. But the fact that I think they trademarked or switched the name to Big Hit America in March, and now that they're saying that this new CEO is going to be at this office that they're going to have in the US, that's a lot. They're saying a lot of things there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Right, because like nobody's ever done this before.
Well, JYP had an office in Manhattan.
JYP.
Wait, there was a JYP America?
Yeah, it failed completely.
Okay, well, JYP was not right in the head back in that time, so.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of details about that, but I thought I'd bring it up. So something cool, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
All right, quick takes now. So BTS, more BTS news, will perform and speak at YouTube's virtual commencement for 2020 graduates set to take place on June 6th on the YouTube Originals channel. The ceremony will also feature other numerous commencement speakers, including Barack and Michelle Obama, Lady Gaga, Alphabet and Google CEO Sundar Pichai, and Malala Yousafzai. BTS is also set to perform at the virtual grad night after party.
Man, I wish I was. Well, this would have been interesting to graduate now.
You could still
But,
watch it. You could pretend.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same though. Like, I don't have my cap and gown here with me. Like, you know.
Yeah, I might just wear my bathrobe and pretend I'm graduating.
Okay, sounds good. I'll join you.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, it's crazy that the level they're at, like, Obama's, right? And then you're going to have probably Rap Monster speak, or
Yo,
maybe they'll be subbed.
Do you think
Who knows?
Obama knows who BTS is?
He 100% knows who they are.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
dude.
It's
Come on.
Obama though. He has so much going on in his
Obama
life.
know who Shiny is. Did you know that?
Wait,
Yeah.
Obama knows Shiny?
Yes, he does.
How? Why?
He mentioned them
He
during
mentioned them in a speech.
press conference. Yeah.
With like a thing for Korea or like randomly in America?
It was something to do with, I think, like, Asian influence or
Okay.
something of that matter.
Okay,
So the next one.
interesting.
Play M, which is an agency, is set to launch new girl group. This name is Weekly with 3 E's.
Weekly.
Talk about really bad SEO, right? Jesus. So
Did you
on
mean
May,
to search weekly?
on May 8th, Plan M Entertainment confirmed in a statement, quote, "It has been decided that the 7-member girl group Weekly will debut in June. This will be Play M's first girl group in 10 years since the debut of A-Pink and their first idol group in 4 years after the debut of Victon."
Wow. Oh, I like that. 7 members weekly. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Oh no, I hate it. I think
I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it. No, it's stupid.
Weekly.
Weekly.
Maybe it's
Alright.
like pronounced differently. You know, maybe it's weekly.
No.
You know.
No, it's definitely Weekly. But
Okay.
next, B2B's Hyunchik, Block B's Yukwon, and Pentagon's Jino have or will be enlisting in the military within the next week. A lot of dudes are going right now.
Yeah.
In fact, with Pentagon's Jino, he was supposed to be on Road to Kingdom, but they're just gonna proceed without him. That's what they've said.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Next, YG Entertainment announced Big Bang's Taeyong will have a documentary called White Night, which will premiere on May 18th. There will be 8 episodes, which will come on Mondays and Thursdays, so 4 weeks in total, all on YouTube.
Ooh, Taeyong.
That's
It's a little.
I'm quite curious as what that's gonna be like.
Mhm.
That's a
Like, what
little
are they gonna document? He's been in the military for a while.
Maybe it's gonna be like one of those like follow your life kind of documentaries. you know?
Like rags to riches stories.
No. It's like more like, hey, this is what I like to do in the mornings. You know, I like to eat omelets and a little
Oh.
bagel with coffee.
I'm curious to see if they will engage on any of the controversies that the group has had, but I doubt they will.
No, they have to mention it somewhere, right?
Who knows. Next, RBW is making some moves. They purchased a new 17 billion Korean won, which is around 14 million United States dollars building. The building is
my
reported to have 2 basement levels and 11 above ground floors, so a total of 13 floors.
Oh.
They moving up in the world.
Where did they get all this money? Maybe Mamamoo, I guess. Wow, crazy.
You gotta think, like, before Mamamoo, RBW, who's that, right?
Who was an RBW before Mamamoo?
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
I'll
There
look it
might
up
be
real
someone, but I'll go to the next one then. The release date for Lady Gaga's album is now set for May 29th. You're probably like, why is this relevant? So Blackpink will feature on the title track Sour Candy. Yeah, that's why it's
Ooh.
relevant. So last, another YG news story. This one dropped during our break in between part 1s and part 2. So YG dropped the teaser on Instagram for Treasure with the hashtag July 2020.
Yeah, right.
I hope so.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Anita, you've been hyped for Treasure for a long time.
A year? Almost a year and a half?
What are your hype levels right now about this?
They're on the low to medium level because honestly, I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the stuff they uploaded on YouTube, which is like project stuff between members. And I think they have like an interview and I don't know, it's smaller videos, right? Nothing like a full length track or anything. So I don't know. I'm still excited because I like the members and I think the majority of them deserve to be on it, despite the whole convoluted way that YG formed the group. I feel like they're still deserving of a debut because I think that's what they signed up for. So I hope it's true. I'm not sure if it will still be in July, but I hope it's this year.
There's so much pressure on this group.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the first guy group since
Icon.
Winter Icon, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
This is crazy.
big shoes plus like it's the whole like delaying of the. I know Blackpink's coming back, reportedly coming back soon, right?
I
In
don't
June.
believe
That's
it.
what everyone thinks, but
Yeah, but the hype train though, you know?
yeah, I think everyone just wants to know what's gonna happen because I think this is one of like I know TXT had a very pressure-filled debut because they are the group after BTS, right? But at the same time, that's like good pressure, right?
Right.
It's more like, is this group going to like I want to see this group do well because they're from Big Hit, right?
Right.
Where the treasure group is, let's see if these guys can survive the pressure. Seems like the feeling. Best of luck to them because like they're in a weird situation. But we're now at comebacks and releases. This is Warren's turn. Hit us with them.
May 12 on Tuesday, Chungha and Zion T. And Raiden and Chanyeol featuring Lehigh and Changmo. That's a lot of people in one song. Also on that day will be Ong Sung-hoo and Baek Ji-young.
Yes.
May 13th on Wednesday, we have Busters and Bandit and Baekhyun 4. Again?
Yes. So the one with Baekhyun was a pre-release.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. May 15th on Friday, we have UNVS. On May 18th on Monday, we have Tomorrow by Together, aka TXT. In other confirmed comeback news, CN Blues Yonghwa will be on May 19th. Lovely's Sujong will be a solo debut on May 20th. Yubin will come back on May 21st. EXO's Baekhyun solo comeback on May 25th. Uptension's Wooseok solo debut on May 25th. Takabi, aka DKB, on May 25th. Cosmic Girls on June 9th. 2PM's June K on June 10th. And Flying on June. Super Junior KRY, which is Kyuhyun, Yok, and Yesung on June. DAY6, aka D1s on June. Weekly debut in June. B2B Zunguang in mid-June. Treasure in July 2020. Yeah.
There are so many comebacks coming up. Like we gonna struggle again, guys.
Oh man.
Oh my god. All right, we're at State of the Nation. Let's just talk about some things.
How's everyone doing? How's everybody doing?
I am number one, not addicted to Superstar Icewind anymore. I don't play that anymore. I ain't about that life anymore.
Good.
I am so deep into Youth With You, the Chinese competition reality show right now.
Yeah.
It's consuming me.
Isn't the show almost over? It's like, you know, you're hitting the climax point now, right?
I think that there's 3 weeks, which would be 5 to 6 episodes left.
Right, that's what I thought. Okay.
But they release 2 a week. So they release Thursday and Saturdays.
So okay, so you're like on like the 66-75%.
We have, so if you know the produce format, we have 35 kids right now. We're going to cut down to 20 in the next cut.
Okay.
But this is the point where you start cutting like kids you like at this point. And so there's another show I'm going to talk about, but if Youth With You is like summer camp, family building together, right? Idol Camp 2020, which is the other show going on, which has Victoria, Luhan, and Tawa, some of the mentors. That show is Battle Royale. There's another show called Idol Camp 2020. It's technically the 3rd season of Produce China, but they rebranded, right? It's also called Chuang, I think, something like that.
Isn't that called Produce Camp?
No, that's what I said. It has two names, that show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Chwangtao is produced.
Yeah,
That's what that
Chongyao is
means, yeah.
produced. Youth with You, which is the show I first talked about, that one is based on the Idol producer series, that one. But let's get back to Idol Camp. It has Victoria, Luhan, Tao. That show is the most intense competition show I've ever seen. Like in the produced style of shows. The entire first episode was just battling. Like
straight into battles?
Straight into so they do some like fun things at the beginning to introduce some of the interesting personalities.
Things.
They get to the room, right? The show room where they do the auditions and stuff. Tao gets on the mic. He's like, "Who thinks they're the best dancer in this entire show? Raise your hand." That's literally the first thing that comes out of his mouth. So
already, oh my God,
like 20 girls raise their hand. He brings them on stage. He's like, "You're all gonna do solos right now, so we can determine who the best 3 kids are."
What the?
Literally how they start the show. One girl goes, he's like, "Why did you get up? You're not good enough. You know that." And he made her sit down. That's how they started this show.
Yo, that's like scary.
So they did that. Then they did the exact same thing with singers. And they even did a format, like let's say there was 20 kids. They got it down to like 8 kids, right? Sometimes they're like, "All right, now you're going to verse each other one-on-one. You already sang once, you're going to sing again. Or you're going to dance again."
So random.
So they do that, right? I'm not going to spoil who got it, but eventually, so the crazy thing about this show, only 7 kids are going to win at the end.
Oh.
That's a small group for a produced group. Yeah.
So they end up picking 7 kids who like won the battles, right?
Uh-huh.
They're at the top. Now they're like, "All right, we're going to start doing the actual like first round now. Who out of the 7 of you want to go first?" So they let one of them go. And then they look at the kids who aren't a part of the groups of those 7 kids.
Yeah.
Who thinks they can beat them? That's what he says next.
What is this random?
I just had a thought the way you're describing this, because the way that it's formatted reminds me of how Treasure was kind of formatted too.
Okay.
Where every week they had like a top like debut lineup. Like,
and you have
these
to
are the
defend it?
people yes, you have to defend it.
Yeah, they're
That's
doing that.
rough.
But this is on the first day of the show.
Yeah. Yes,
Wait,
that's too much.
Also, like I'm sure, like the treasure thing happened over like spans of weeks. This happened in like a couple hours, right? Like
also, it's extremely long. There was 2 parts that totaled 4 hours or something.
Oh man, that's a long show.
For like the first week of episodes. And it's not even that they're just battling. It's like the wording. Who's brave enough to take their seat? Like things like that are said. Who has the courage to come down here and defeat the enemy? Like something like that.
Oh wow.
That was scary. My God.
Yeah, but the thing is, the talent on the show is ridiculous. So, but like unlike Youth with You, which seems like everyone really likes each other and it's like a family event.
Yeah.
Chwang, I have to like prepare myself to like watch intense stuff for like 4 hours.
See, I'm on the completely other end of the spectrum because like I YouTube algorithm, you know the way it is. I was watching some jury clips and I ended up watching like one of the early produced 48 like clips where like where all the Japanese members are getting massively pooped on because
they getting massacred, dude. They got massacred.
And it's, even then the vibe is like, you know what? It's okay. You know, we can all learn together. We're all in this together, you know. And then you have this 180, you know, was it Tao? You know, who's
I showed you some clips of him like talking to the trainees, right?
Yeah. I was like, yo, like,
it's intense.
I know, yo, do not want to be a part of that. And like, yo, like,
yeah, I'm like, man. I'm not fully into Idol Camp yet because it just started. I haven't like really. I have like a couple kids, but I haven't really picked a bias. Youth with You though, oh my God! If the kids I like do not make this goddamn group, I am going to like have a panic attack. Swear to God, swear to God. Like I think I spend.
Are you voting?
No, I don't.
Well, you should if you want to.
Wait, are there any of your favorites on like the lower end of the spectrum?
The cusp.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite member is Snow Kong. Shu-er.
There's
9 spots, right? She's been ranking 7 to 8 every single time.
Okay. All right.
I mean, she might, you know. She has a decent chance.
I'll be so sad if she does not make this group.
Now, on the other hand, the show might be manipulated And there might be some erotic changes at the last episode. You never know. But like,
Let's hope not.
shout out to my coworker who watches the show as well. I was pleasantly surprised.
Her bias is Lu Lingzi, right, or something like that.
Yes, Liu Lingzi. Yeah.
She's ranked 10 right now, I believe, which is really close.
Oh man.
But in terms of
Y'all
other
boys.
shows, Anita, you've watched some of Road to Kingdom now, right?
Yes, I'm halfway done through the first episode. I've been trying to catch up. It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Setup.
First half of part one's a lot of fluff, right?
Yeah,
A lot of fluff.
a lot.
My family, honestly, how we're watching it, because like I'm not super invested in the people. Like, to go straight honest, like I'm there to watch the performances, right? We fast forward a lot of it. like, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. That being said, episode 1 is really good. Episode 2, they started the first official round, right? They're doing covers of groups that they consider legends.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just say my 2 favorite performances. Not all the groups have gone. The Boys and Pentagon has not gone yet, so I don't know. I can't base these against those. But the ones I've seen, my 2 favorite, TOO.
Oh, interesting.
They covered TVXQ's Rising Sun.
Yes.
That's a classic.
It was amazing. There's this kid in that group named Chan, ridiculous dancer. You'll see it when you get there. The second one is Golden Child. They've been consistently impressing me so much. They covered Shinwa's. I don't know if it's called TOP or Top. I don't know how to pronounce that song, but that's what they covered, and it was amazing. So shout out to Golden Child.
Well, I mean, Mnet was supposed to start Good Girl last week.
Oh.
Is it delayed?
Yeah, it's been delayed a week.
Why?
Ah.
I don't know. I'm not getting good vibes. When they postponed the first week for a week, I don't know.
They're doing a weird thing in terms of the audience. Did you see the trailer today?
Yeah, there was a bunch of idols in the audience.
What?
There was idols and like hip hop / rapper people in the audience.
Yeah, someone posted it on the hip hop
Like
channel.
Daya was there. Like Giant Pink was there. Big One, the rapper, was there.
It was like a weird combination of random
I think I saw
people.
Trudy. Right, like.
Oh, Trudy has to be there, of course. On the other hand, Show Me the Money 9 was confirmed today for October.
Really?
You don't want that to happen, right?
I mean, here's the thing, right? I've been listening to Korean hip hop music for 12, 13 years at this point. Show Me the Money has been a majority of it. Has been around for a majority of it. I like the parts of it that I like, but I also feel like, hey, it's time to go. Show Me the Money 8. Show Me the Money 8 was a big poop show. There was poop flying around everywhere. Maybe it'll be a good season again. I don't know, but come on, are there still rappers that need to be on a competition show?
Jackie Y.
Jackie Y isn't gonna be on the show at this point. Like,
God damn it.
No, I think we've done our full cycle. We've done our course. We need to stop.
You need like a 5-year gap to replenish the talent.
If you want to come back in 5 years, be it. I could be done with it for the next 10 years. It's happy. Actually, no, not 10 years, 5 years. 5 years is great. But
why don't they just do like an all-star season where they bring everyone who plays like top 3 in each season and make them compete?
You know what I've been asking for like a long time?
What have you been asking for?
Like a good lineup of people and just like straight competition. Remember like I Am Singer, Nagasu? Kind of like that, like just get all the famous names in the party and just not like random Cheetah and Rhythm Power versus Doki and BY. That's so random. So many big level difference. No. I want to see The Quiet versus J Park versus Swings versus Palo Alto on TV. I'm like, I will blow my mind. Oh, like that would be nice.
It would be also a change up from the normal setting, like what they normally do.
Yeah, it's like, come on, how many? We've dug rookies out for like 8 years now. 9th year? Like, come on. We gotta stop. Too much. Too much.
I kind of agree with that because, I mean, I haven't been super invested in a while. Probably since like the BY season. I haven't been that invested.
Interesting.
It's too much. Nobody cares anymore. BY was the biggest star. 777 was fine, but it wasn't really a big hit. Like, come on, there's nobody that is left to be on that show. We're gonna get another year of Zenedazilla and like EK and like,
You know who's gonna be on that show? Jetlag the rapper. He's gonna win that show.
Yeah.
So
let's change the topic.
I mean, have you been doing anything else? I almost just coughed. Have you been doing anything else other than Road to Kingdom?
Not really. I've been trying to listen to the NCT Dream album. I mentioned last week. There were a couple of B-sides that I thought were really good. I figured out that the one they're promoting alongside Riding, I think it's called Quiet Down.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I thought that could have been a title track as well. So it's definitely more on the...
Do you like it more than Riding?
I don't know. It's more... I guess the sound is more definitive for me. Mm-hmm. It's more on the lines of Go, NCT Dream's Go, if you remember that one.
I do remember that one.
It's very interesting. I also found it interesting that the title is Quiet Down, and NCT 127 had a song called Sit Down. Very interesting vibes, kind of around the same thing, but we'll see. Also on a related note, NCT 127 released teasers for the repackaging that's coming up in May 19, I believe. So very interesting. Title track is called Punch.
I wanna hit the world.
Oh my gosh, shut up, bro.
I don't know if it's gonna be like that. People are, based on the teasers, there's speculations that it's gonna be like a video game type of thing. It's like player 1, player 2, and a lot of the teaser stuff. And if you're into the NCT lore or theory, they
also have lore.
Yes, there's
everyone got lore these days, fam.
They do. There's this lore or theory that this Neo city, this Neo zone, is like a virtual reality. Like it's like not real.
It doesn't exist.
Like they live, like they're live in it, but it's like a virtual computer thing. I don't know. It's a little confusing. I'm not sure I quite understand it, but it seems like it's going around that route. So it's interesting.
They should fight the EXO clones.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my god.
They're like a movie. In a movie, it'd be interesting. I'd watch it, to be honest. I think the last thing we should talk about is, we're on episode 86, right, guys?
Yeah.
You know what comes in about 14 episodes, guys?
100.
Episode 100. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, right? Let's just say
you don't have anything to spoil right now. We don't have concrete plans.
We just started discussions, but episode 100/101, we haven't decided exactly which one. We'll start season 3. I think we could announce that. That's obvious.
Yes.
Season 3. There's gonna be some changes. We don't know what they are yet, though. We've been starting to jot down some ideas, though. We're gonna need your help. We're gonna have some polls in the future to get some input and feedback. But just know that your opinion does matter to us significantly in what we do. Yep. Whether you're on the Discord or not, whether you email us, whether you're just a person who listens to us, what you feel about our show really matters to us. Because as much as we're doing this to just hang out, we want to also make a good product for all of you to consume. Because
100%.
If we're bad, why would you listen to us? Let's just be straight up here. That being said, season 2 has been crazy. Who would have thought we'd ever put our ugly faces on here? Like,
it's been a while.
Quarantine's been rough on me. Y'all still watching us. That's the thing. But just know things are gonna change. Might have a little bit of growing pains, but that's what happened. We experiment once in a while with things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if we don't try to attempt new things, we can't get better. Right?
Yeah. We've had this current format for a while now, except the rewind part. We've kind of recently patched that in. And while I think it's we shouldn't go about trying to fix non-existent problems, at the same time, it's kind of boring if you do the same thing over and over again. And we kind of want to bring new and fresh things. We want to be young and hip. We want to be cool and trendy, just like the Gen Xers. Follow me on my TikTok, where I will do my dance.
I'm kind of old though. Let's be straight up. But
we're all kind of old now.
The last thing I want to mention is that the girl group tier list video, we put a lot of effort in that. You all put a lot of effort into that. It comes out on Friday. Please check it out. Just know that it is not our opinion. It's your opinion. So don't get angry at us if you're not happy with it. Get angry at your fellow SojuTalk Nation members. This year, it's not on us. It's on you.
You can't just do that.
Well, it's true though. It's true. I didn't make this. I might have submitted mine, but I'm one 100th of the input of this, right?
Yo, random YouTube comments. They're gonna be like, who is this nation? What country is this? They don't know shit. Like.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what it looks like. It's interesting. So you're gonna have to wait. Okay,
let's go talk about it.
You're gonna have to wait on Friday. We're gonna take a break and record that. But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Episode 86 is now in the books. I want to thank Warren and Anita for joining me. It's been an interesting episode. We had a lot of discussion. It's been fun, but we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
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 Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Gogu Mama, Jack, Jacob, Malfiar, NJ Parks, Pure K-pop Sound, Snap Wilson, Tier, and Wolf297. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggles, V, and Wolf297.